Tesla manufactures the batteries required for their products in-house using the latest technology.
I mean, we don't have a director representing the HR function. We don't have a representation for the HR function at the board level.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss page number 4 of the pre-scene. Explain what you think about the company strategy, people, and the director's role.
Yeah, that's a good question, Anuj. I think if you read the pre-scene comprehensively, and if you read our KYP or know your industry and all our documents, one thing that you would understand is the pre-scene gives a lot of weight regarding the battery technology. Now, that is a very prominent area. I think there might be so many variants that might come regarding this battery technology. Now, what you understand by reading the KYP, Know Your Industry, or any other document related to the pre-scene is that Charge IT, our company, does not manufacture the battery. But there can be a situation where you could adopt an industry practice. Now, since we are not manufacturing, there would be some cost that we are incurring in terms of getting this from another party. But if you look at some industry practices, we have our industry experts have vividly gone through some industry practices. So let me try to share a few ideas that came along. This is just one idea. There are many in our know your industry. One thing is regarding manufacturing the battery in-house. Now, this can be a very prominent scenario that can be tested. I would say a possible scenario. No, guys, look at this particular situation. It says Elon Musk. I mean, I think everyone knows who Elon Musk is. Tesla manufactures the batteries required for their products in-house using the latest technology. Right now, I think our Charge IT, which is very much into R&D and looking at applications of things like artificial intelligence, things like that, we can look at a scenario where we might manufacture our battery in-house. So this is what we are trying to mention here. So as you can see, it says similarly, Charge IT can also manufacture an advanced battery in-house rather than using the bought-in parts of the equipment. So that would have cost savings, and it would encourage our production and push our production towards things like Kaizen, and we could look at continuous improvement in the long run. So that would, at the end of the day, increase our top line and bottom line, and it would increase the financials of our business further. Now, that's one area of concern which we should take into consideration. On the other side of the coin, with this battery technology, with this type of innovation, with the new things that are being thrown at us from the R&D, I mean, there would be another P1 area that can be taken into consideration as well. Well, there can be a variant where with the new technology, we come up with a new product that that no one has seen. Like in the pre-scene itself, they talk about robos functioning vacuum cleaners, robos functioning different types of garden products. And maybe you're given a scenario where you have to do something like you have to evaluate it using the decision criteria. You have learned about the decision criterions in P1, Maximin, Maximax, and the Minimax regret rule, right? Now, these can be tested giving a scenario with different when probabilities cannot be assigned, and you might have to take a call over there. And on top of that, if this is a breakthrough product, now if this battery technology becomes a breakthrough product, what would be the impact to our sales, and how will our sales forecast look like? Now, that would be another interesting area that should be taken into consideration, which might bring in a topic like time series model, like the time series model, to be tested as in a variant. So you might get a scenario where we have a new battery technology, we have figured out this, we are bringing it in-house. As a result of that, look, these are our historical data of sales, and considering the seasonal element and all these new things being figured out, what would you think our sales forecast should be? I think this is one area that we would stress upon in our mocks as well. And I think Channa would you like to share your thoughts regarding the people element, in the pre-scene?
Okay, so we are on page number 4.
Yeah.
The people side, it says we have 250 people in the factory.
Yeah.
250 people in the entire operation.
Mhm.
Out of that, 120 in the production and research and development. So we are not being given the breakup of the production and research development at this stage. So maybe about, if there are 30 people in the research and development, it will be only 90 in the production. 75 in logistics, balance 55 in the HR, finance, marketing, sales, and all that. Elsewhere in the pre-scene, we were told that we are a labor-intensive industry. There might be an argument to say, are we really labor-intensive given the number of people that we have? So that is one element that I would like to highlight. Second element, if you are labor intensive, if you go by, well, pre-scene clearly says that. If you are labor intensive, and then we can see we have 250 employees in the organization, but we don't have a HR director. I mean, we don't have a director representing the HR function. We don't have a representation for the HR function at the board level. We of course have a managing director, and then we have his wife as the sales and marketing director. We have a research and development director. I'm very happy about the research and development director, because the new battery that we are trying to develop, or if you are trying to insource the battery manufacturing, research and development will play a key role. We have a finance and production director. We don't have a HR director. We don't have a legal director, and the non-executive directors are not to be seen. So there might be issues coming up in response to, do we have a balanced board? Do we have a balanced board? Which is part of the corporate governance discussion. So that's the only thing that I wanted to highlight there. Maybe we can show the same from the KYP as well, Travis.
Yes, that's what I wanted to show next. I think is it clear for everyone? Can you guys see the Know Your PC? Yeah. So I mean, this is the document that we have, which is going to be a very useful document for you guys regarding, getting the essence, getting the substance of the pre-scene. And then as you can see here, different parts of the pre-scene where you have different points, there are different points that are connected. We have brought it to one place so that you don't need to go through each and every page. All the areas that comes under one topic has been carefully organized. So as you can see, the company name, the type of company, geographical range size, all what you need to know in one snapshot is given to you. So it's easy and convenient for you to go through the pre-scene. And I would like to quickly, move on to the point where Channa was talking, which is this, the company structure. And this is the area of concern for us. I mean, where is HR? Where is a HR representation at the board? Where is a legal representation at the board? Where is an IT representation of the board? I mean, this is our main concern, isn't it, Channa?
Yeah. So not that we have IT manager, we have HR manager, but they come under the finance director. So the argument is, will it be, how effective it will be for HR manager to report to the finance manager? Isn't that a function that should have the representation at the board level? So that's all what we wanted to highlight today.
Yeah, that's the story in a nutshell. See you soon with OCAs at Nesca.